Let's bring us in, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? Fabio here, joined by, of course, one of our co-hosts, Steve, and my partner, Geo, out in California. We are the Milan Weekly Podcast tonight. While we're not professionals,
nor do we pretend to be,
and my Wi-Fi is always shitty now because I'm in the fucking cold, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Like I mentioned earlier, Luka Jovic today. Happy birthday to him. I don't even know if he's still on the roster, but he gets to celebrate with a little Milan cake today. Guys, Stevie, let's start with you, man. How are you feeling tonight?
Look, 3 points. So I'm going to try to keep this Festivus a little bit positive for the time being because I know it's going to get negative going forward. I'm going to take the 3 points. I'm not entirely happy with the performance, but I'm going to take the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, again, I could feel the same way. I think a lot of people would not be extremely happy with the way the game worked out, but you walk away with 3 points in the end. An ugly win is still 3 points. That's all that matters to us. G, how are you feeling?
Man, I just want to say shout out, happy birthday to my mama, which was yesterday, man. So I'm feeling good, man. You know, Milan got me in the crumb. Dodgers got me on some bullshit. You know, Raiders, they do what they do, but I'm feeling good because I want my guys. And this is talking about the stripes. Not the badge, nothing, just the colors, man. And we get ready to go today.
Well, all right, so let's get into it. Milan Verona, Reindeers light the way. That's what we're calling this episode tonight because in the end, Tijani's the one that got us over. So let's go here. Where is it? I'm sorry. No, not just me.
Yeah, Fabio, you
not me, son. Listen, I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is very slow here. But let's start at the beginning. All right, so you saw again, no Theo Hernandez, Steve. Terracciano filling in the midfield. Obviously, nobody played the cam, so we're moving Tijani up into that cam role. Light on the bench. Where there's really not many people, as you can see from the graphic. We have almost nobody on the bench right now. And Jimenez getting another start on the left side. So what were your thoughts, in regards to seeing the lineup, thinking what we can do here?
Yeah, again, I didn't hide my feelings last week. I'm still not going to hide my feelings this week. Russian roulette with Theo Hernandez is not a good idea. And now you see what happens, and I know we're going to talk about it. Someone goes down, and you have to do a complete pivot of your Russian roulette, and Fonseca loses because he has to integrate him very, very early. I didn't know, to be very honest, that we had that many injuries. So when I saw Terracciano in the midfield, I said, what is this guy doing now? But he was a pleasant surprise. And to be honest, my gut feeling was that this type of game was not going to be a great game for Tammy Abraham, and it ended up being that way. Tammy Abraham, this is not a game for him. This was a game screaming Camarda.
And we didn't get that. We got Tammy the whole game. The only 3 substitutions. One of them, like you mentioned, was forced on early. Theo Hernandez didn't have to wait until the second half to get pulled in. Leão going down in the 29th, 30th minute, basically forced Fonseca's hand. And we had to move Jimenez up and play him as a left winger. And Jimenez, again, doing everything that he's asked of and more at the moment. I mean, it would be great if we can get an assist or something, but he's providing pretty good cover, showing that he deserves to be up. But honestly, tough start, G. Seeing Leão go down. I mean, what were your thoughts of this game, man?
My thing is, like, Leão, he's a fucking liar. He said that we're getting to know the tactics and all that. Oh, what tactics are these, bro? Like, it's the same old regurgitated BS. This is caca on wheels, bro. Like, they not giving me no feel-good shit. Like, if it's a Hallmark movie at the end, they give you that feel-good. They not giving me that. And it's boring. It's exhausting. And what tactics are we learning? If they saying that we barely learned the tactics like a week ago, and we still doing the same BS over and over. And look, with the young puppies, I'm gonna convince Stevie P. But Stevie P, like, I think the third game of the season, he said start Jimenez at right back. And look at the kid, 2 games, quite good. He's doing his thing. Allow him to grow. And this is what we want. Like Emerson, I don't Fault mob, please tell me. How is he managed? How is Royale getting another good score this game? Come on, like we
He
gotta start.
wasn't bad. Again, not great.
He
Again,
wasn't
you
being
were
bad.
expecting
Last
a
game,
raise.
it
It's
was
not
the same
happening.
thing. Last game, it was the same thing. He wasn't bad. He was mediocre.
7.1.
But,
That's what they're giving him. 7.1 on this one.
but the thing
Whatever.
is,
You know those things are fugazi, though, G.
yeah, but
The point is that
we got the 3 points, and I guess that's the only thing that matters. But it was a struggle.
well, the reason we got the 3 points is why we the most outstanding moment that we had is again Fofana producing a bit of brilliance, finding a perfect little through pass with Tijani. Again, maybe not playing necessarily alongside of him, but being able to push forward a little bit, finds himself in a little bit of space, and without thinking too much about it or trying to touch it 1 or 2 times, immediately, instinctually, just blast it into the top corner, and that is the difference maker. Hold on, I had a little chat GPT here. I'm going to AI, guys. AI was helping me. Basically, we had better possession, 65%, but we struggled in creating clear chances. Fonseca, I don't know, man. Again, this wasn't the game that sold me over, but even as when you look at this ChatGPT over here, it says the main thing to focus on is that we have so many injuries. We didn't have Pulisic. We didn't have Morata. You know, obviously, we know Loftus-Cheek and Musa are not even on the table, not like they should be in the game. But when you have such little depth, the guys you put out there are the guys that you need to do something with. And just think about it. If I told you we're going to lose Leao at the 30th minute, yet we still win 1-0. We kept a clean sheet. Emerson Royale didn't do anything to cost us the game, and we win 1-0 when we walk out of Verona. Not a bad thing. You want to know why we started good, guys? I'll tell you. Because that little puppy's going in. This is how they started. They had a couple of pitches here. I just wanted to bring it. Tijani was fucking thrilled. Who doesn't love a dog in the hand? So maybe this was like a good luck charm. This was why we do good. But what's our top and flop here, Steve? Who's your top of this game?
Yeah, before we get to top and flop, we have to talk about something, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to talk about something. Very, 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 very important. Number 1, Emerson Royale is on a yellow. Substitutions coming from our Lord Fonseca is removing everybody except Emerson Royale, who's on that yellow. If we play a better team, we'll drop points because Emerson Royale is going to pick up a red card. That's flaw number 1. Flaw number 2 is that this team, Verona, is not good. You have to put this team away. And you are not able to do that. And you kept that, you kept Tammy Abraham up there, who's like a 9 that needs to be a target man. And we wanted to keep possession. And at a certain point, we had like 5 backs on. This is totally anti-Milan football. So this is where the tactics bother me, right? And let's go to the goal, guys, okay? Because we don't give the guy enough credit. My title for this is we Fofana the way to win. Because that's what we did. Because we're doing to Fofana exactly what other coaches did to Frank Kessie. Frank Kessie was a ball-winning midfielder, a dog. He would just recuperate the ball and give it back to someone who can actually play the ball. Right? Fofana, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what we bought him for. We bought him for that hard nose, but he's showing that he can play a ball. Guys, the through ball in today's soccer doesn't exist. It's very rare. It's like finding a leprechaun at the end of a rainbow with a pot of gold, me matey. That's what it is, a through ball. It doesn't exist in youth soccer anymore because we're not teaching the kids how to play soccer. We're teaching them how to be athletes. So when you see a through ball like that, guys, we got to give a round of applause to Fofana because he worked. Is he going to miss 4-foot passes? you know what? I'll take the missing of the 4-foot passes if he could play through balls like that. And if I'm not wrong, he's not left-footed. So that was with his weaker foot. So that goal shows that these guys, they want to play football and they want to play attacking football and they want to play something. So now it's on our great friend, who I'm going to refer to from now till whenever his time is done as Milan, as Lord Fonseca. Lord Fonseca, from here on out, is blessed at the Milan Weekly Podcast with a soprannome Lord, because it's a miracle that he's still at this club, because we're not playing anything like Milan.
There's a lot of people that they're miserable out there. I don't know what, like, again, a player does well, we got to talk about what position we're in.
Season, though, Fabio, why would they be miserable? It's the holiday season.
I don't know. I don't know.
Movies,
maybe they ain't got
movies, Milan,
they ain't got the ho at home. Now, what can I tell you?
We have Geo on our fabulous show with a Buddy the Elf jacket. He took it off because he knew that people were gonna say he's wearing a Buddy the Elf.
I got hot, man.
Oh, I got hot.
Buddy the Elf.
You got hot. He's rubbing it in, Steve. I'm sitting in fucking 15-degree weather here, and he got hot. Well, excuse me, G. All right, so let's get to the top and flop. All right, so would it be safe to say your top is Fofana?
Honestly, my top was Fofana. I think he played a hell of a game in a very challenging tactical setup where nothing was going his way. Young guy to his left, young guy to his left, and Terracciano playing really not where he's supposed to play. Young guy to his left is Jimenez, who's playing left wing back because we got to bring in Theo Hernandez. So guys, this is what we have. Like we have what's Raul saying here in these comments? So they keep clapping for Fofana for 8th place. Good luck. Well, that's the players that we have, Raul. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to clap for? Clarence fucking Seedorf? We don't have him, Christ. You want me to clap for Pirlo? We don't have Pirlo. This is who I'm clapping for. What do you want to do, buddy? I don't understand. Good night. Well, what do you have to tell you guys? Like, I don't understand Milan fans sometimes. It like psychologically, who am I supposed to clap for then?
So I don't get it. Like, the team actually wins, they do something good, but let's be upset about it.
Yeah, but if I would have been upset, in the comments tomorrow morning when I went to check, or tonight when I go to check after I put my kids to bed, I like to see who's making fun of Fat Steve. And and I would say, Steve, you're negative. You're always half glass empty. Well, guys, that's a goal that you don't see every day anymore in soccer. Let's face it, guys. The through ball is inexistent anymore. Pep destroyed it. Pep made it. Let's play the half spaces. Let's play tiki-taki stuff.
Tiki-taki. I like
tiki-taki. So the through, by the time you tiki-taki, I think Manchester City this weekend, okay, they completed 4,500 passes or something like that, okay? And still lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. So if I see a through ball, I'm going to be really happy. Yes, I'm going to clap that shit because Fofana is not used to playing a through ball like that. I'm sorry. I've never seen that before. So let's go, guys. Like, let's take some positive. Some positive is that we got 3 points. Yeah, it was a shit fucking performance, but what do you want to do? These are the players that we have.
Yeah. But who's your top of the game? You believe it's Fofana as well?
My top is the Flying Dutchman. I told you, Fabio, he starts scoring goals. I told you he started going goals. It's over for him. And you could just see by the people that he's linked with. He's not linked by Tin Pot Club, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Well, maybe Manchester City 115 charges. That's a different story. But the I don't know. Like, I think he's on fire, and it's crazy, man. So I think Tajani, man. I think now he's starting to hit the back of the net. Remember, Fabio, that shit would have been in Turbuna last year.
Yeah, he would have
that shit would have hit me in California. Like, boom, I would have been knocked out right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Listen,
he took that first time. He took that first time. Boom, boom, boom. It's over.
It's true, man. It's true. I would just say my top, I would have to go with Fofana. Fofana's just doing unreal work. Again, playing defensively pretty solid and then being able to provide these through passes. It's been a godsend for us. So just imagine where we would be without it. Go Power Rangers. Everybody loves that one. Who's your flop, though? Who's the worst of the worst? I'll go first just to tell you guys here. Chukwueze. I'm sorry. Highest price there. Again, not providing anything. He had one shot on target, which is fine. But again, you expect so much more from Chukwueze, and he doesn't come through. I don't know how much more I can see this. But what about you, Steve?
Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham, you have Serie A experience. You understand these types of games. You understand that they're not always going to play to your strength, but you have to do more. You have to do more as the single striker up there with not a lot to play around you. You got to do more, and you got to finish some chances. He's missing. If it's not a tap-in, it's almost an automatic miss. Again, we took the chance on Tammy Abraham. I don't mind the profile of the player. I think big, tall, athletic is something that we do need. But I'm going back to whoever missed the first 20 minutes of this. This game was screaming Camarda. It was screaming his name as the lone striker up there. Play him in space. Make him do what he does. If he fails, if he misses chances, I have no problem with that. Make him get accustomed to life at Serie A. Look, let's just get out of the bag, okay, guys? So this comment here, guys, from here on out, the flop cannot be Royale because Royale is automatically a flop. It's automatic because what Royale did on that cross, where I'm pretty sure Mike Magna said, "Oh, Royale, non toccare il pallone." Or someone else said, "Please, Royale, don't touch the ball because it go out for a touch for us." And you touch the ball and it goes out for a corner when there's not even one Verona player around you. You're lacking confidence. You're not focused. And unfortunately, you're not da Milan.
And he's hearing how bad everybody hates him on the outside.
Tim, you owe me a jersey now. I said that I told Timmy, I'm gonna call him out. That's my bro. I said that was disrespectful. That he took the number 22 because I'm old school about the numbers and everything. And you said, nah, that's paying tribute. I don't think that's paying tribute. I think that's paying caca tribute.
Well, gee, who's your flop? Who's your flop of this game?
My flop been Chukwueze for the whole year, bro. I called him out since game 2, bro, that he's been on that BS. Chukwueze is a guy that had a lot of hope in, but like, bro, when Leao goes out, it's time for you to take over on the team, and you couldn't do it, bro. You was dribbling. Why do you have to dribble? Like, bro, this is not futsal where you could dribble past like 10 players and dribble back and then go back and then, like, come on, bro. This is Calcio, baby, like technical ability and all that stuff. Like, why do you have to do all that? Very disappointed with him, especially after all the interview of having him see a great preseason, saying that he struggled because he didn't have a preseason the year before with the team. And that's my problem with him today. He's a flop, and he's going to be the flop till the end. And if he's starting right wing till the end of the season and Pulisic not back, he's the biggest flop, man. 28 million down the drain.
No. Oh. Pulisic has to come back and he has to start right wing. We talked about it. If we have Chukwueze in this lineup, guys, you could kiss Champions League goodbye. We just don't get enough for him. And the whole right side is a liability. Chukwueze, Emerson Royale, you put
Thank you, Frank.
Calabria. Like, come on, guys. This is I'm sorry there, but and I agree. I'm a numbers guy too. Like, I get, Tim, he's half Brazilian, and and Emerson Royale wanted to pay tribute. No, there's no paying tribute. You don't touch 22. You don't touch 22 if you play like Emerson Royale. I'm sorry. If I'm Kaká, I'm calling. Kaká probably didn't come to the 125th anniversary because he said, if they're that stupid to give Emerson Royale 22, I'm going to stay on vacation, guys. That's what I'm going to do. I love Jesus. Kaká loves Jesus. And
Jesus loves him, actually. Well, he belongs to Jesus, right? Something like that. All right, let's move on. Time to pay some bills. Oh, let's fix that. This segment is brought to you by Football Canada, the home for Serie A and the Premier League. You can even listen to it in Italian with their commentary. All right, let's go. Obviously, we started the weekend off on Friday, 1-0 over Verona. Bologna went into Torino, and they got the victory, 2 goals to none. And Pogba found the net again.
Pobega.
I always say
Pobega.
Pogba. Pobega. I'm sorry. I met the guy. I can't get his fucking name right. Last 20 minutes, both goals. And like Geo mentioned, Pobega is the one who got the goal. All right,
Does anybody know how much we're gonna get for Pobega in the summer? Because he's been scoring a lot of goals again for
I
Bologna.
don't know. But Bologna getting back on track, actually jumping us in the table with this victory. Did you guys check out this game at all?
Yeah,
This
screaming
was
about Pobega.
Interesting game. That, following it wasn't the most exciting for the majority of the game, but I think Torino has a problem, guys. Torino can only play well against Milan, and it seems like their fans are going against Cairo again, which is probably something that happens every year. So we checked off that box in the Festivus list. Torino fans going against Cairo, and I think that there's some interesting profiles for Milan if they want to do something in January. I think saving Ricci from this Torino
Would be nice.
minestrone would be something great for Milan, and I think good for him as well for his career, because I think
Also, is this good for Bologna and their coaches? Who's their coach again? Oh my God,
Italiano, yeah.
Good for him to get back
Italiano
on track.
dunking on us again. Like, he dunking on us. Like, I don't understand.
I mean, again, they're trying to get up the table just like we are, and they have a few more Champions League games probably before they bow out. So let's go to the next one. All right, Genoa took on Napoli in this one. Genoa, listen, if you might have looked at the score real quick, you thought, oh, it was close. It wasn't. Napoli had this game pretty much wrapped up normal way. 2-1 to them. Goals by Anguissa and who was the other?
Ramani.
Yeah. So did you guys check out Napoli getting another 3 points?
I mean, their performances are ugly, but the thing is, like, they saying that our performances are ugly, but the difference about us, like, we draw on these ugly games and they win it. So that's the difference between us and Napoli. And I think that's the manager, like, that gets you over the top, does his changes and stuff like that. They killed the game off in 23 minutes, Fabio. 15 and 23rd, the goal. That's it. Genoa not coming back. They not a opponent attacks.
I think was it Pionamonti or whatever the striker's name is that got on the board for Genoa on this one? But any thoughts, Steve, on Napoli?
Ugly win, 3 points, and they move on. It's not great, but Genoa was nowhere to be found in this game. Unlike what Milan did, they put it away and got 3 points, and we drew at our 125th anniversary.
Crazy. All right, the next one, Strasbourg, Steve. Lecce hosted Lazio. Lazio back on winning ways. Their actual winning goal in the 87th minute. So good for Lazio to get that one. Did you check this one out at all, Steve?
Yeah,
yes,
they would have lost this game. They would have lost this game last year. They would have lost this game last year, and they're winning. So this is very interesting for Serie A. This is a Lazio team that's not doing their Jekyll and Hyde so far. It's something that they would have dropped points. It would have ended 1-1, and it would have started them on a negative trend. But they got the winner. So for Lazio, I think away, picking up 3 points like this, getting into Christmas. Look, they play soccer. They're playing well.
Yep. All right, so let's go to the next one because the next one has a lot of. And they were all for Ranieri's boys. All 5-0. Roma destroys Parma. I mean, from the jump. We got 2 goals from Dybala, one in the 8th minute and the 51st. Even the salad maker gets on the score sheet with a nice goal in the 13th minute. I mean, just a smacking of Parma. Did you get to check out this one, G?
Yeah, I checked it out, man. Ranieri, he doing his thing, man. The old, like they say, Italians, they don't get older. They turn into wine, baby. So they age like fine wine. And Ranieri doing his thing. Just look at his record since he's taken over, bro. And they smashed us. When we faced Parma, we lost 2-1. So that's the difference between us, man. And I guess when you see the Roman teams. And the 2 Roman teams, Lazio got an Italian coach. Roma got an Italian coach. They know the league. They know how to prepare for the league. So that lets you know that they got an upper hand on us. And this guy, your boyfriend, is back in the chat, Fabio.
We're going to ignore him. We're going to ignore him. If he wants attention, he's going to pay for it. Steve, any thoughts on Ranieri's 5-0 slacking of Parma?
Look, I don't know. Is this Dybala's last dance with Roma before he leaves to Saudi Arabia again? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, look, they took care of business. Again, this is the frustrating thing, Roma putting 5 behind Parma, and like Gio said, Milan losing 2-1 against Parma where we drop points. Roma hasn't been playing very well, and they're gonna need to do a lot of work to get up there, right? So even more than Milan. So
yeah, we're gonna take a look at the table in just a little bit. Let's go to the next set. All right, so the next game we're going to look at, Venezia hosted Cagliari, and they took the win 2-1. I don't have much notes on this one. Did either one of you check out Venezia? Nope.
Impossibile.
All right.
That's prime time coffee time. That's prime time coffee time, man. And they got the win, Five. Like
they got the win. That's all that matters.
They got it out. They got the 3 points, and they're trying to fight out of relegation. That's what I'm going to say.
Good for them, exactly. All right, the next one was a good game and a lot of trumpets.
Oh, this popcorn settings, bro.
All right, so Atalanta hosted Empoli. This one went down to the wire, and would you fucking know it? It was CDK with 2 goals, the dupletta, with also the winning goal. Steve, Atalanta just rolling still, staying there to take all 3 points and not dropping any.
Yeah, at home, very important for them. CDK, 2 goals. The winner, they did get an injury. They're starting with the injury. So Retigui is injured. That's not good for the Italian national team either. But let's see if after January this continues. I'm curious to see how Atalanta works with being at the top of the table. Like the Formula One driver that has the pole. Can they keep that pole?
Gio, can you keep the poll? Any thoughts on Atalanta?
Man, I'm just gonna say it, man. Like, we pussied out giving them a discount in the summer. That's all I'm gonna say. And
I know. Seller's remorse.
Yeah. No. A discount. I don't care. He wasn't good. He couldn't be big at Milan, Fabio, because that pressure. You see this shit behind us? I don't give a F what LF is saying in the background. When you put on this jersey, it weighs 100,000 pounds, baby. And only real deal Holyfield players will be able to lift those players. And you know who they are, Fa. Do you want me to start mentioning them? Not, because Lord will start crying in his bed sheets. Bro.
No. Let's just
that's
keep
what
it
it
moving.
is. That's what it is. That's it. Atalanta, they did they shit, and it's not on a regret. The only regret is that we gave them an extra discount in the summer. That's the only thing that I have on regrets.
All right, well, the Zebras went to Monza, and I guess they gave Nesta the nail in the coffin because this is the last game that he got. Monza took a loss 2-1 to Juve. Goals by McKennie and Nico Gonzalez got the victory there. Steve, any thoughts on Juve defeating Monza and getting Nesta fired, right? Nesta got fired today, was it?
Yeah, so it looks like Nesta's time at Monza is over. I think they need help if they want to stay up. Juve didn't look extra great, but pick up again. I think we're saying it. This is the dog days of Serie A, and it's tough, right? There's a lot of games. You're near the holidays. They're going to be playing at weird times. Look, it's easy to shit on Juve, but getting the 3 points at this stage, match day 17, I think that's the only thing that counts, because after January, you kind of get refreshed a bit and there's time to go.
Yeah, I think it seems to be that way. All right, let's get to Monday now. Monday, we don't have the scores here, but I'll tell them to you, all right? Fiorentina was shocked today. They were cruising 1-0 after a penalty by Keane was converted, but then 2 goals in the second half by Udinese started the comeback, and here we go. Fiorentina now struggling a little bit, and they take the loss. Any thoughts on this one? That either one of you guys get to see the Fiorentina-Udinese game? Go ahead, G.
Yo, Palladino got it wrong. He started doing his thing. I'm a big fan of Palladino, but thank you, Palladino, for getting it wrong. Because at least we could try to catch up to you guys. That's all I'm gonna say. I think what I want to say about Palladino is he's getting the best out of every player. And look at let's be honest. Moises Keane was a bidone. He wasn't a player that was gonna do anything, and I think now he got 11 goals in the league. And it's when you have a coach that's gonna, because they're not managers no more. I want everybody to understand they're not managers no more. A manager used to pick the players that they wanted, bring them in, and then coach them and stuff like that. So he's just a coach, and he got it wrong today, man. He switched up his whole lineup, like starting Kyle Day. I think the highly of the world of Kyle Day, but it's but that's not his player. That's not his player.
Maybe saying his mother passed away, so maybe maybe his mind was elsewhere.
No, we understand that mother passed away, all that. Then he shouldn't have been on the bench then to take that, whatever. But it is what it is. It happened, and it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. But Moise Keane scoring, he's gonna replace Retegui for the Nazionale, so that's good for me.
All right, so let's go to the other game here, Steve. Inter, host Como, gets the victory 2-0. Another goal by Thuram. Any thoughts on this one, man?
Yeah, I'm surprised it stayed 1-0 for so long. I thought this game was going to be an easy breezy for them. They didn't. Thuram scoring, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he scored in the 92nd minute, so it was not 1-0 Inter for the longest time. But again, Inter is the best team in the league, guys. The Atalanta could dance all they want. It's Inter, the best team. They're the team to beat. There's no team that's as deep as they are, So their strikers that are on their bench could start for Milan. So that's where we're at. That's the sad part.
It is. All right, let's take a look at the standings. Some of these are slightly off, but for the most part, everything's still up to date. Atalanta at the top with 40 points. Napoli in second with 38. Inter actually has 37, but still in third. Lazio sitting in fourth with 34, also tied with Inter. Fiorentina now sitting with 31, still in fifth place. Juventus with 31, tied for fifth and sixth currently. Bologna is ahead of us with the game in hand still, but it's against us, 28, and we're sitting in eighth place. Look, Udinese, with the victory, got themselves up to 23, so they're only 3 points behind us in ninth. And Roma, they're in 10th at 19th. Venezia, like we mentioned before, Cagliari, Venezia, and Monza. Monza dead last with only 10 points, so they need at least 5 points to pull themselves out of the relegation zone. I don't know, guys. Do we, in regards, not so much to the top of the table, but if we look at the bottom, do we think the bottom three right now, after 17 weeks, do we think we're looking at the bottom three as they stand?
Houston, we have a problem. Shout out my brother Sonny, but he got the logos wrong, bro.
Oh, he did. Damn it.
But nah, Monza, we'll take back Daniel Maldini and we'll sell the Italian international next summer for 25 mil.
Yeah. What do you think, Steve? You think Venezia, Cagliari, and Monza are our bottom three?
Yeah, maybe. Look, Verona was bad. I think Verona and Cagliari might flip-flop. And depending what Monza does, Galliani won't want to go down to Serie B. Be wary of Monza and Galliani. He's going to start finding all kinds of loan moves. We'll see. There's going to be all kinds of loanees at Monza.
All right. Well, that is the Football Canada Serie A recap. All right. That segment was brought to you by Football Canada, the home for Serie A and Premier League. All right. Let's go to our next topic here. All right. Vinny loves this one, so we're going to do it for him. Let's read some news. Well, the big news of the week. Where is he? Let me put him up here. Redbird makes a deal, baby. There he is. Papa Jerry. If you don't like Papa Jerry, I can't help you, all right? But Papa Jerry said, I'm going to have to renegotiate this loan because it's coming up in 8 months, and I ain't found the money just yet. So that's what he did. He went out there. He renegotiated the loan, was able to lower the amount of the loan itself, and extended it to 2028. Let's look at a couple of notes here. Because our buddy Marcello, a.k.a. Presidente, he had a couple of thoughts, and he sent it to me, so let me just decipher them a little bit here.
Call him just Presidente like that. He's the finance guy. He crunches the number, Fabio.
Listen,
that's why he knows that talk.
He knows
that talk. I don't know this talk, Fabio.
Well, based on Presidente's thoughts, right, on refinancing of the Elliott vendor loan, right? It's a way for Redbird to strategically look forward in the future. It's a long-term solution in regards to that. Now, Cardinale was either unable to secure alternate financing, and maybe he wanted to get a better rate that was offered. And he basically eliminated the doom and gloom of this coming to fruition in a couple of months, kind of like what happened to Inter being sold to Oak Tree. You know, whatever that guy's name is. I can't remember who their owner was before, but he was looking, scrounging up for money. He was checking. Yeah, he was
zang.
He went to Lord Fiegel's house and he started flipping the couch and started looking for change, but it wasn't enough money and you lost the club. So that's what we don't want to happen here. Elliott would take it back, and Uncle Jerry said, whoa. This is not the XFL. I'm going to have to renegotiate this one, and we'll get to the solution at the end. All right, so basically Presidente is saying that Cardinale now can focus his attention on the other matters now that he knows Milan is in the bag for 3 years. All right, there was a whole big thing on the Harvard Business School where there was a bunch of comments that he had made, and even Furlani and Ibrahimovic made the one stupid liner, as he usually does. But he thinks Milan has the potential to be a $5 billion company, right? So, Stevie, with all this news, I have to kick it to you, right? Cardinale extending further, thinking about trying to turn this whole venture into a $5 billion thing, something that he bought for, 1.2 just a year and a half ago. He's envisioning a $5 billion outcome. Do you see it? What are your thoughts? We'll start with you, Steve.
Do I see it? I wish I would have seen it. I would have tried to find 1.2 billion, and if I could turn it to 5 billion, that would be a great business venture. I have no doubt that he sees it. My doubt is with the archaic dinosaur Serie A. Will they help him get this done? So there's more and more American owners that are investing into Serie A, which, again, for me, is a positive thing, because it seems like either, Italians that have a lot of money don't want to get involved with Serie A for whatever reason. But the more you have speaking the same language, where, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend they said Verona would be sold to an American hedge fund. So that's another one, right? The Freakin' Group owns Roma. There's so many other ones, right? And the Freakin' Group this weekend just decided to, hey, let's splash the cash at Everton. You have to ask yourself that. They bought Roma first, right? And Gio's making the right sign. They bought Roma first. Why would they buy another club? I'll tell you why they're buying another club. And it's going to happen again. They want EPL money because EPL is going to guarantee them that their whatever investment is going to triple or quadruple or even 10 times the amount, right? Even if they do half the stuff that they do, no one really cares about Everton. They kind of bought the equivalent to Roma. No one cares. In the EPL, they stay always second fiddle to Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard. If he would manage to make some sort of dent in that Liverpool armor around that sector of the EPL, he's an automatic winner, right?
Absolutely.
My question is, he's purchased Roma and cannot make a dent. Cannot make a dent because he's handcuffed. And I think financially, I'm not a finance guy. I don't like the finance of it. It gets me very agitated. But he has to do cardinally what's good for him. In theory, we said it. Do I agree with what he's doing? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And people are going to say that's an easy answer. Well, it could be my only answer because I didn't have 1.2 billion to buy Milan. If I would have had 1.2 billion to buy Milan, trust me, I would have tried to do my best to make sure that we get that second start because I know what it means to me. But for them, what means a lot to them, and it was true in the past too, guys. Let's not get ourselves in a situation where we're talking. Berlusconi purchased Milan because he had a plan. He was going to be the prime minister of Italy. There's no ulterior motive to that. He loved Milan after that and really spent money on Milan.
But it was a stepping stool for him.
But it was a stepping stone for him to conquer the country, right?
Exactly.
Jerry doesn't have that. But Jerry wants to make money. And if you could take 1.2 and turn it into 5, that's his goal right now. What Presidente said is right. Now that he took care of this loan stuff, great. Now you got to make sure that the people that you have in charge take care of the club. Because if I'm waiting to 2028 for another Scudetto, I'm really pissed off right now if I'm a Milan fan. Really pissed off.
Well, Vince Mancini has a good point, and he's kind of echoing what Presidente says in his thoughts. If Milan get a stadium as planned, then there is a good... Oh, somebody deleted it. Let's put that back up. All right. It's a good chance the team could be worth $5 billion in 5 to 7 years, not immediately, though. And that's what Presidente says in his comments. The goal that Uncle Jerry is doing, it's all for his investors. And to achieve this goal, it takes about 7 to 10 years to accomplish. And Milan has to double its revenues, basically 4 million to 8 million per season. The only way you could do that is making the Champions League every year, increasing sponsorship revenue, merchandising, ticket sales. All this stuff will happen if you get a new stadium. It makes everything much easier. The stadium is the project. That's how you turn 1.2 into 3, 4, 5 billion later. And I want to just echo this one point. The way you can do this, the way you could obtain financing to build a stadium, and again, these are Presidente's words, is having beautiful, balanced sheets. Now, I know that makes people go crazy, but having balanced sheets for at least consecutive groups of years while you're at least making Champions League could lead Cardinale and Redbird to finding a way of getting this stadium. Once the stadium is built, all the Cardinale out people, I promise you guys, as soon as that stadium is either open or starts to break ground and that value shoots up, you are going to get your wish. Jerry will be gone. They do not want to stay for 20, 30, 40 years. That is not the plan. The plan is to flip this 1.2, hopefully in 5, 10 years to a 3 or 4 or 5 billion and get the fuck out. But if they can't get the stadium, at some point, they're going to start to cut costs, and that's where it's going to lead to us having a new owner, having struggles paying the loan back. but we don't have to worry about that until 2028. And I think if he could get some sort of movement going next year where they can hopefully pick a spot, break ground, get off this idea of sharing a stadium, maybe by 2028, they are looking at hopefully opening a stadium or coming close to the end of it, that he just leaves after that. I don't know. Steve, you're shaking your head. What do you think? It's a pipe dream.
No confidence. I have no confidence in Italian politics. The only team that was able to get land in record time was Juventus. And why? Because
they had the pictures. They had the pictures, Stevie. The compromising pictures that seen you with another man. Oh, my bad, another woman. That compromised a thing.
This is sad, guys. It's sad. We joke about it, but it's sad. But the freaking group, I know it wasn't them, but they purchased it from, I'm not even going to pretend to remember who owned Roma before, and they were trying to build a stadium. They've changed the owner 3 times and still haven't built a stadium, guys. Now, I understand it's Rome, but now you're in Milan. It's an industrial and fashion capital of the world. Can we move on to the 20th century? Like, we're in 2024 now. Like, it needs to happen next year if it's going to be up by 2028 by the way Italians build. Don't tell me that they're going to superpower construction this thing unless it's Americans that are building it. Let's face it, right?
Let's face it, they're not going to do what SoFi did. SoFi, like out here in LA. During COVID, we don't care about that COV.
Yeah.
We're going to build it in 2 years.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it.
Right? And that has to happen. I'm pretty sure that's a portion of it. He has some in the portfolio of Redbird is some construction and engineering company that's going to build it. They're going to have some hard times too. So I'm curious to see. I like the plan. I like the financial stability. I don't like it sacrificing winning the second star for the fans. I think if he would have taken care of that right away, I don't think anybody would have complained. Really, I truly, honestly believe that if after our Scudetto winning year, if we would have pumped in a bit more money and just got us a little bit stronger, where we would have been more competitive and got the second star before Inter, I don't think we're having this conversation right now. We understood what the next project is. Yeah. It's just now it seems like we're regressing instead of progressing.
Oh, we're definitely regressing. Speaking of regressing, let's go on to the next topic. Obviously, Leão leaving early the last game, 30 minutes in. We got an injury with him. Seems to not be too serious. Seems like he's already been ruled out for the Roma game, but there's rumors that he should be okay to go for the Super Copa game. And then, of course, Pulisic returning, possibly at least being on the bench for Roma. So I say, guys, bigger impact. Leão missing a game or two, or Pulisic coming back for a game or two? What are we leaning with?
Pulisic coming back. I think he's been our best player for the last 18 months. Like, let's be honest. You know, like I've been saying all this time, Fabio, like this was the guy that I didn't want to get behind because he dissed me when I seen him in the summer 2 years ago. He was an asshole, but we're going to get it back, and this channel is going to always support what it is. And Pulisic, man, Pulisic been crazy, man. I think he's been getting 1 G and A every game since he's started this year, so we need him. And that's the honest truth, man. And LF, you're talking a lot of caca on the chart, bro. Like, you saying all this stuff, but we could play our players. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to play your players.
Steve, just do we think we can withstand not having Leão for a game or two? I guess that means I know Okafor, is he hurt, right? Okafor's not available either.
Seems he's hurt too, but I didn't mind Jimenez in that position. And we need Captain America back. He's been our best player. No disrespect to Leão. I like Leão. I want him back as quickly as possible because I think for us to make a push, we need everybody firing at all cylinders. But right now, it's Pulisic back ASAP.
I agree. All right, so our transfer window going to be open in about a week's time, right? So what do we have here? First of all, this one guy Cesar Casadei, we talked about him for just a hot second, but as soon as the rumors popped up, it disappeared. So, I guess Casadei having an Italian midfielder, right? That's no good. We can't have that. So that supposedly is no good.
I think it's going to be the same thing like we talked about off air. If you're Latino, you're going to hate about Latinos, and Italians is Latino. I don't know what's going on. Casadei, to me, he's been ready to play, but I think it's about the league, Fabio. I've been saying it for a long time. Casadei, he's ready to start the league. I think he's physically ready, but it's like we don't want to give these players chances. That's why these young players. We got two center backs. One is at Barcelona, one is at Bayer Leverkusen that are Italian descent or whatever, and they're gonna start playing at 17, 18. One of them has been playing at Bayer Leverkusen the whole season due to injuries and stuff like that. But I think it's just a league. I think it's the league's problem now, bro.
Yeah.
That we don't want to give these young players a chance, and that's
we're gonna give players that we've never heard of. Augustin Canobio.
He's not young, Fabio. He's 26 years old, bro. This is not a young player.
This guy's 26 years old, G. Oh my God! Have you ever heard of this guy? He plays for Atletico. Yeah, good luck saying that one.
Timmy can say it. Timmy can say it. Look, this is because Bocanda been hearing on MWP saying that he afraid of the big booties. So he went down to Brazil and he got somebody that we don't even know.
Oh, this is Steve. Come on, this is kind of like in our wheelhouse in regards to the January window. We only pick up players that we've never heard of, playing maybe South America. That's the only time we ever go look in there in the transfer window in January.
Again, I love Mercato Madness. I love the winter transfer, but it's hard. It's hard because it's a hard transfer window. Like then to integrate these players. That's why I strongly believe that the winter transfer should only be within your league. You know, going and try to find someone within your league that's already established, just has to change dressing room if he has to. I'm looking at Ricci as someone that I want, young, Italian, and ready to go. I'm okay with Casadei, Italians coming from the English Premier League. We take everybody else from Chelsea. We might as well take another one. And
Right.
What I'm also really like I get the salchicha maker. You understand? Like we had to get rid of, so we had to sell to try to make some money or loan out because there was not enough space. But if you think about it, has anybody besides, again, if we truly want to keep Pulisic on the right wing, yes, absolutely, he does not win over Christian Pulisic. But if you take salchicha maker and Chukwueze, I'd rather salchicha maker at this point.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just in the summer, it looks so different. We could have had both of them, and it would have been good. Right now, it's looking at us.
Kyle Day is struggling to fit Palladino's system, right? So I'll just go to Fiorentina and say, here's the 10 million. And who do you want from the young guys? I'll give you that in exchange, and we'll figure it out. I think Kyle Day is the real deal Holyfield that's waiting to explore. But no, we want to give him. Why do we have to go to Brazil in the that's crazy, man. This is the thing that I don't understand. We see Jimenez going crazy, but we had to give him starts because of injuries. That's the thing. I don't know. If we get these young players, are we gonna play them or are we not gonna play them? That's our problem now. That's the big problem now, Fab and Stevie P. Are we gonna play these players or not?
I mean, again, knows the league, played at a high caliber.
Yeah, but we're not gonna pay him $7 million.
He's infected.
We're not gonna pay him $7 million to do all this.
You got to put him out of his.
Talking that shit.
Yeah, no.
The same reason Big T dunked on you and didn't want to go at the last minute. LF. I'm not gonna say ST dunked on you.
The audio doesn't.
ST dunked on y'all asses and he don't want to come. Now y'all twerking for him. You know how many twerkers I seen on the.
You can type this. You don't need to say it out loud to us. All right, listen. Let's go on. The next segment, last one of let's read some. The two Utes. You know the two Utes. let's talk about the two youths. First, let's start with the Primavera. They actually won 2-0 over Monza. While the Futuro, unfortunately, their update is another loss. But the only good thing is that Zeroli played half of the game and got on the score sheet. So, G, you're for the Utes. You love the Utes, all right? Excuse me, youths. Go ahead, G. What are your thoughts here? I mean, good that Zeroli scored, but Futuro still losing. And have you kept up on the Primavera?
No, I love the Primavera. You know, this is what I thought that Milan was gonna do. We're gonna do another Chelsea Academy. We're just gonna do La Masia to bring these youth guys because we can't spend that much money. But you get rid of somebody that build up the youth. Like, let's be honest, of Abate, and you see what the youth's done since he's left. It's been trash. It's been caca. And I just want to say, like, man, I'm glad Zeroli got on the team sheet, but it's time for our youths like to get a second level hand. Jimenez been right, Stevie P in my line. Jimenez is better than fucking Ramos and Real. Let's be honest. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, we talking crazy stuff. And I said in the summer, let's not spend that 15 million. I said it. People said I was delusional. I said give it to Jimenez, to Magnani, to battle it out, to them defeat Calabria, because we always knew Calabria was going to be injured, but they don't want to give it to the youth. But shout out to Zeroli for maintaining. Hopefully he can stay an injury streak, and hopefully he can make it up to the big dogs. But we got a lot of talent. We got Sia too, who did his thing with the Primavera. Well, not Sia, Scotti, he doing his thing. But we got a lot of young talent, Fabio. But our problem in the league is, are we going to give these young Italians talent? But we don't. Look at how many talents have left the academy and strived. Just look at it now, Bob. Like, look at how many young talents we brought up, and they playing for Inter, they playing for you, they doing they thing. It's we're gonna give them a chance. That's all it is. That's all it is. Is our team gonna give them a chance? It's the bad. That's it.
We'll see. Any thoughts on the youth, Steve, or we should move on to the preview of Roma Milan?
I say, if you're going to sacrifice short term for long term gain, let's start playing the youth then. I'm okay with that. Just don't start purchasing players that are not going to be up to the level that we expect at Milan when we're investing money in, Primavera and Futuro players, right? So exactly. First of all, you got to fix up the Futuro, because you cannot keep it that way. And it's not at the sacrifice of the Primavera, right? So they have to find some sort of system there where they can flourish between the two, right? But now, we've seen Jimenez, Liberali, and Camarda on Milan's lineup. Wow, Geo, you sneeze so weird, my friend. Like, that's a Latin American sneeze. Like, what the fuck was that? I thought you were gonna barf on your mic there.
Nah, that was a Zeroli sneeze. That was a Zeroli sneeze.
Okay. It's like, I don't know, you were sneezing your dick or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh my God! All right, we're so tight. Let's move to Milan Roma now. So obviously, it's a big game for us, big game for them too, because they're finally getting themselves up to 10th place. We're sitting in 8th. We need to jump Bologna and just keep moving up this ladder. I don't know if anybody is suspended. Obviously, we're not going to have Leao for this game. We could have Pulisic off the bench, but that means most likely they're going to be doing Jimenez, probably filling in for Leao on that left side, unless Okafor is healthy enough and they're going to put him in. I'm not quite sure, but what are your thoughts on this one, Steve? Any ideas?
Maximum points. We need to take maximum points from Milan, from Roma, because we need to keep on the pressure, and especially before Christmas time, heading into the new year. Nothing else but maximum points. Roma is a team that, yes, they beat Parma 5-0, but they're struggling, and we need to capitalize on that.
That's if Pulisic could play the whole game. He's Marcus is saying I put Pulisic left wing and put Chuk on the right. Listen, again, how many more chances is Chukwueze going to get? Again, even with Pulisic not even being 100%, that means Chukwueze is starting. That means we're probably going to have to go with the Terra squad in the midfield again, with Fofana and REIJNDERS playing a little more, the cam position. But, what are your thoughts here going in, man? You think we can handle Ranieri
This is a big weekend. This is a big weekend for us. Look who plays before us. A team that we're trying to capture. Lazio Atalanta. And that's Saturday, right? And then on the 28th, it's Juve Fiorentina. Two guys are ahead of us. So if they draw both of them, we need to win, Fabio. I don't give a F who comes out there. If it's Shaka Traore, if it's Cuenca, if it's Iluto, if whoever wants to play on the team, it's time to get it, man. But I think it's time. I think it's time for Fonseca to show that he's willing to go against this thing. Right back Jimenez. The defense, Gabia, Chow.
Guys, hold on. He's not going right back Jimenez right now. It's not happening. We're struggling.
But
we have no
not?
figure right now. Did you see? First of all, he's forced into playing Theo Hernandez, so he can't even hold a grudge any longer because we have nobody else. So you think he's going to start
loses
players? Yeah,
that's his problem. Then he's not a good manager. Then
I mean, I think we all have said he's not a good manager. He's fucking like he's.
Where's your offense coming from? Where's your offense and defense coming? Like if Jimenez plays right back, he's gonna
lit a candle. I don't know, but wherever it's coming from, they need to find it.
Maybe these 3 points is big. This 3 Boy Cardi, we don't give a F about if it's charted or not. It's a number chart. But look, this is big 3 points, Fabio. This is something like if Juve draw points, Fiorentina draw points, Lazio draw points, we have a chance. We know with the ownership that we need to make Champions League. And we're not going to give up. I'm not like these dummies outside that are going to say, like, we need to lose all games for him to sell. No, I don't want to go back to that thing. I don't want to be 2015 Times Square, New York City, and people laughing at me because I'm wearing Milan gear. I don't want to go back to that. I want to go to the respect that we had when we was in the 90s, 2000s. So we need to win these points. We need to win these points, Fabio. 3 points, and that's it, 5.
All right, we got one question. No super chats tonight, guys. Where are you at? Where are the super chats? All right, let's go.
Anthony not in the chat. That's why.
All right, so Vince Mancini, our buddy Vince Mancini, the Winnipeg Wonder, sent us a comment. We're going to read it out. I've been thinking about this for a while. When did post-secondary in business, when I did my post-secondary in business, I had to take a class called Business Communication. The purpose of the class was to educate us on how business practices, styles, and communications can differ depending on the country you are doing business in. Very, very true there, Vince. Well, not really a question, more of a talk point. Reading and listening to how Jerry and Redbird conduct themselves in media, it is kind of like he owns a business in Italy, but runs a business in the U.S. with an American mindset. Personally, I think you need to apply the correct business tactics depending on the host country you're working in. You can bring ideas from your native country, but sometimes the approach may not work. Take the stadium, for example. You can clearly see that Jerry is not understanding that American business does not really work the same in Italy. I wanted to get your opinions on this, gentlemen. Thanks, MWP. Well, what's your thoughts, Steve? Obviously, seems like a no-brainer to say the American way maybe doesn't work in Europe, let alone Italy. But 100%. You think that's what's happening here?
Well, look, 100%. Vince hits it on the hammer on the nail. It's not working, and it's not because the American way is the bad way. It's because the Italian way is fucked up. The Italian way is fucked up by nature. By nature, Italians don't want to see other Italians succeed. And once you throw the political geomass out there, you don't want to build a state-of-the-art stadium in a decrepit part of town to fix up that part of town. Why? again, I'm not pretending that I know all the spots. We saw in the chat San Donato, we spent 50 million. They don't want to build it there anymore. You don't want to build it anywhere. It's because every time Italy does something, they fuck it up.
They like to cry, "Oh, it's a historical landmark."
Yeah, it's a historical landmark. But we're in 2024 now. And Vince knows. We talk about it a lot, and he put it in the chat. We've been talking about this for 5 years, guys. It's a long time. Like SoFi would have been built 2 times, just in the amount of time that we spoke about it, because they knew they had to take care of business. They had to build something to attract not 1 but 2 teams. They had to attract not only 2 teams, they had to attract the biggest show on earth, which is the Super Bowl. They had to attract concerts. They had to attract all kinds of stuff. Italy sleeps on that. They had a World Cup in 1990 and upgraded none of their stadiums. That speaks to you about they like to keep that money for themselves, right? Because any person with a business degree would have said, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to upgrade Roma, upgrade Torino Stadium, upgrade. No, we didn't. We're playing in stadiums that were around in World War I. What's it gonna take, guys? Like at this point, Udine built their own stadium. Okay, Atalanta didn't build a stadium, but they renovated it at least.
Very nicely, by the way.
Yeah, very nicely. Bologna looks like they want a stadium. So what are we going to do? We're not going to let one of the biggest teams in Italy build their own stadium? Well, you had no problem with Juve building a stadium. You're telling me where they built it in Torino, there was no historical landmark? No, it's because if they would have said no to Juve, it would have been a civil war in Italy. And unfortunately, Jerry has to take out the big guns. And it's like, guys, it's time to wake up. Is it because the Sindaco of Milano is an Interista? It can't be, because Inter wanted to build a stadium too, and he still said no.
They want to keep us San Siro sharing a stadium so they can keep sucking the money.
Guys, we tried to build a stadium, and they said, nah, we for the vegans. What the type of stuff is that? What is veganism got to do with it? They said that they want to keep that place green and all that stuff. That's the problem I think that we're dealing with, man.
And Marcus here, he knows he's on the train. I haven't seen Marcus in a while, and I hope that he's a long-time listener. But I'm fucking sick and tired of sharing a stadium. I'm goddamn Milan. And I have to look in the chat of my podcast for dummies like Lord Figo talking to me about Scudetti and bullshit like that, when he fails to understand that we're 7-time Champions League winners. Italy, Serie A is on the map, whether anybody likes it or not, because in Europe, because of Milan. It's not Juve. Juve could have 3. How many Scudettos are there at now? The way they calculate, they're at 45.
37.
No, 45. 45, Gio. Juve has 45 Scudettos.
45?
Even when they lose, they win.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they count second place and everything. So Juve has like 17 stars on their jersey. They do what they want. Inter, they never went to Serie B. That's their claim to fame. Except the time that they went to Serie B, what happened is they changed the rules to keep them back in Serie A. Right? So everybody, let's talk if you want to talk. You want to talk? Let's talk. Right? Let's talk. So there's something keeping Inter up there. We had Don Silvio. Don Silvio ran the show, and he made Milan what it is. It's enough now. We need to get away from sharing stadiums. There's no other team as big as Inter and Milan that share a stadium, guys. This is, we're not talking Chargers and Rams over here, because no one knows who the fuck the Chargers are. Yeah. They're like, oh, let's just put this other team in the same stadium. But I'm sorry, guys, the Chargers, it's the Rams, the home.
Imagine if the Raiders and 49ers share stadium, that shit would be criminal, right?
Exactly.
They both on the
blow up.
you just look at England in regards to how close their whole metropolis is there in London.
Yeah, the England clubs,
4 or 5
Chelsea,
giant stadiums. There.
Arsenal, and Spurs. They're like all
And
mile
West Ham.
radius of like 50,
They're
like
all
30
within
miles.
one city, and Italy has to get stuck in the same damn stadium with the worst toilets. I mean, don't bring your girl to the stadium and make her go to the bathroom. It's just one of the most disgusting experiences. But if you're gonna go sit in the newly renovated VIP section, wow, it's beautiful. Just imagine that on the entire stadium scale. Everything brand new, everything beautiful. The whole environment would be everything about Milan. You go spend a day, the museum, the store, buying food, seeing the game. Minka, your whole 401k, your retirement will be gone because of Milan.
Buying a purse.
Yeah, exactly. This is the be-all, end-all, and this is what they should be thinking. But they just can't get over the idea of losing a little bit of money, because that's in the end, the bureaucrats in Italy, all in all, is they don't want to lose the money from Inter and Milan having to split everything there, because they don't own the building, they don't own the land. That's just how it works.
All right, Cardi, that's you should marry your girl if she's willing to deal with it. That's the real deal, Holyfield. Bobby Cardi.
You need to bring up what you're talking about if you're going to refer to it. The audience does not understand what you're talking about. All right, let's go. Parting shots, baby. And Geo, since you can't stop talking to the chat, we'll let you start the parting shots, because I know where you're going to go with yours. Go ahead.
You know, my parting shot is shut the fuck up, bro. That lying shit ain't working with me. You wasn't in that Mufasa movie that just came out and made 300 million. You not valid no more. I'm tired of you talking, bro. The club, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. Me, like I said, me, Stevie P, Fabio, we're gonna be here in the dumps, and we're gonna figure it out. But you, Zlatan, you have been a whore all your life. You've been to club, Ajax, Inter, Juve, Milan, Barcelona, all those. That means that you've been a whore all your life, so you don't even know where you stand. And when you want to say like, oh, Jerry didn't want no other football players, but I'm Zlatan, and that's what it is. Like, bro, you're not nothing. If you was the real deal, Holyfield, you would have went through the front of the gate. But no, you a pussy, and you went through the side gate. So my party shot is, if you go through the side gate, stop adding us. Goodbye.
All right, Steve, that's hard to follow, man. I mean, what's your parting shot, buddy?
Parting shot is with Puma.
Oof.
Make me a fucking shirt that I can buy.
You're speaking.
This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Gio, what are you wearing there? Double X there? Like, let's get
medium.
Puma.
This medium.
Fuck you. That's medium. My ass.
Let's make Puma understand that there are different bodies. Everybody's so fucking delicate with this shit, right? Like, everybody's delicate with everything all the time. Hey, wasn't there someone who sued the NFL because someone said that, Kenny Pickett's in the game against the Giants caught a ball and he didn't have both legs down. Someone sued the NFL because he said you can't say both legs because not everybody has both legs. That's where we're at in this world, right? So that guy can sue, but I try to put on, I know, because I have other double X Milan jerseys that fit.
This is double X.
Yeah. And t-shirts that are double X that fit. Well, please, when I buy the 125th and I put it on and it looks like a crop top, then I think the sizing went wrong. And I understand that maybe in 1899, there were no double X people. But in the year 2024, can we make a double X that fits Stevie P? It doesn't make sense, guys. Come on. Party shot at Puma. Fix your fucking sizing.
Vince has a good point. He says, this fucking Puma kicks shrinking is here. I don't know. I think that's what I've been saying. These Puma kids keep shrinking. Either that or I'm getting big. Oh my God! Look, double XL on top of a fucking sweater with another shirt underneath. Yet it fits fine. How come Presidente can do this, but they can't figure that out, man? All right, my parting shot, Serie A again, and there's a special fuck you to Verona's fans. Mike in this game has to get racially abused again. All right, Geo, this is not show and tell time right now. Well, wait a second. So poor Mike again even alerts to the referee that he's getting racial abuse being thrown his way. Again, there's guidelines for Serie A to deal with this. They have to tell the referee, and the referee then has to have the announcer at the game tell the crowd if they don't behave themselves, the game will get abandoned. The crowd whistles and doesn't give a shit. Again, Serie A, where are the punishment? Make Verona have some sort of actual punishment. Ban the fans from coming for a game or two, maybe even longer. Make their pockets hurt so then they stop. They have incentive to tell the fans this behavior is not warranted. Now for the rest of the season, I hope Verona gets relegated. Fuck them. That's why, because we still keep having to have the same stupid conversation with regards to racism in sports. It's again, oh, you want the best players to come to Italy? Guess what? If they're the darker complexion, here's another reason for them not to want to come over. Not to say it's any better in any of the other countries, but if there's nothing done about it, but you're going to post stupid pictures about piracy and this and that, give me a fucking break, City. You're shooting yourself in the foot, especially doing it to the goalkeeper of one of the biggest teams in the league. Gee, what's this show and tell time? What do you have there? The beautiful black jersey you want?
I'm just saying that this was a real medium. When it was a real medium, it could have fit a large or extra large.
I haven't seen medium since like 5th grade, bro. But
it would have fit you extra large and large, bro. That's the thing. But
listen, I don't believe it. This is why, guys, I don't like to order anything online. If I'm not in the store to try it on, I don't fuck with it because it can't be trusted, especially if it's coming from Europe.
Can I say something? This shirt is not fitting me good, bro. This shit fitting me on my stomach.
Maybe you should have got a bigger size. Stop pretending you're a medium.
No, this ain't a real medium. This ain't a real medium because it can't.
I know. That's Steve's point, is that extra large is too tight. We feel like sausage here, man. Like, you can't do this to us. So you spend $150, $200, some of us, and you're giving us a shirt.
$150 plus you got to pay $40 shipping. Plus, if you got Canada, you paying another.
Not if you bought two at the same time, G. All right.
Plus, you got to pay the transaction, the conversion, whatever, the tariffs or whatever y'all talking about. That's what Vinny tells me all the time, that you got to pay the tariffs.
Well, guys, listen, we're almost an hour and a half here. This is what happens when you put me, Stevie, and Geo together. We go on and on. But we appreciate you being here with us and sticking with us. And again, at least we get to talk about a victory. But if you're still here with us and you haven't already, please do us a solid. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all of our latest videos. I got a video coming out. I got a video dropping about 2024 that's going to be dropping later this week. No Coast to Coast coming this week. Me and G are enjoying the holiday season. Plus, there's nothing to talk about. But the return of the immortal Vinny T next Monday night will be here. Vinny and Steve will be sending you off.
Vinny has been on his OnlyFans hype right now. He's been doing that. He's been doing the one leg up.
The guy's spot. Let him do his thing, man. Vinny's the only member of the chat here that's a single man. Let him do his thing. Vinny, we miss you, brother.
Look, I'm not even gonna mention
I can't get through this sign out here. This guy's just going through. All right,
LF, ain't nothing fake about me. You just hand me the bull or the fucking.
All right. See, as you can tell, we're all in the Festivus mood, and we got a lot of problems with people out there, and Geo can't control himself. But for everybody here at MWP, we want to wish everybody who's celebrating a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and everything else. And Steve and Vinny will be with you next week. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.
Peace out, everybody. Good night.